Right, so we are going to set up our AP360e. So we are trying to apply labels to these bottles. This is our roll of labels. So one of the key things to think about before you even start with your applicator is what way your labels need to be applied. So the labels will come through the machine like so. They come up here. So these ones are effectively left hand leading. So I will need my bottle to be pointing in this direction. So the amount of times, it's not end of the world, you can just rewind a roll, but when you maybe have a larger bottle, it doesn't matter with this one, but if you have a longer bottle, maybe a wine bottle, it will ideally want to hang over the edge. So thinking about the orientation of your label is a great place to start with your applicator. So how do we thread our machine up? So with the machine off, you can just literally lift off the back guide. So I'm going to take off our magnetic guides, and we've also got a little magnetic. This is to just apply some pressure to hold the roll in place, maybe if it's really light coming towards the end of the labels on the roll. So if we look, if I turn the machine around, on the side of the machine here there is a guide, a thread guide, so it shows you the path, the label path through the machine. We'll also put that on the screen now so you can see. So if I turn the machine back round, I'm going to take my labels, place them onto the roll, sit them onto the back of the machine. So this is a little easier to do when you're sat in front of it, I think, but we're going to try as we are. So I've got my foot pedal. I haven't unwound this. I could use this as a hand. I'll use it just, to show you on the desk for now, but this would normally drop down onto the floor to be used while applying labels. So a helpful tip, this little roll is slightly old, so the end's a bit curled up. So what I'm going to do is just create myself a nice straight edge. So that straight edge will help me thread into the machine. So I basically, well, actually one more thing before I go, before I start even, there is a sensor that moves. So this little flag sensor here is what determines where the start and the end of the label are. So that is all the machine really uses to detect the size and when your label starts and stops. So I've just moved that into the center, and then if I feed my label up through, we've got our grip roller here, which is loose at the moment, so it just either pushes in and to clip up, or a bit easier from the front, just releases. So you want that to be loose, so we can then fold our material between the grip roller and the rubber roller that's below it. So this is a bit easier from front on. We'll feed our material through the machine. And out the back. So at this point, what you're aiming to do is to try and find a straight path through the machine. So this is where our two guides come in quite handy. And there are also notches on the base here, like a ruler really, so you can try and get your labels square. The labels, ideally, as you'll see, they're starting to peel off now. We'll go back through the reel on the back. So once I'm happy that's kind of straight, I lock the labels down, and if I turn the machine on, once it comes to life, so it should apply a label. So what we're doing is testing that one label is coming out. So now we've got to the point where we know our labels are being fed. So this does help. You don't want those too tight. It does help actually if you're on potentially on the back of a desk, because the excess material can drop off the back. So once we're happy our labels are traveling straight through the machine, the material is ideally falling off the back of a desk, now we need to align our bottles. So there are two guides on either side, so these are adjustable. So we loosen them off. I'm just going to turn it off, just because the roller will keep rotating, because it's thinking you're going to put another bottle on, maybe you're mid-production or applying lots of labels, so it doesn't want to keep stop-starting. You place another bottle on, it speeds the whole process up. But for when you're just doing ones or twos, a setup, sometimes easier to just turn the machine off. So you've got this adjustable bar at the front, so you can bring it forward. So if it's a smaller product like we have here, so I'm just going to get it roughly central, and once it's central, I just lock that down. So now when I put in, I've got a fixed position, left and right, where it's going to go to. So I don't quite know whether I think it is a small bottle I want to go in there. and actually I'm just going to apply some pressure. So if I push to where the bottle is, and then I just take the bottle out and then go a little bit lower. So then when I place my bottle in, you can feel that's actually got a bit of grip to it now. So we don't know if this is right yet, so let's turn the machine back on. So it may want a little bit more pressure, it may want some adjustment, but this is the first go. So that is our first label applied. That's actually straight, so the label has been applied straight. It's got no creases or bubbles in, and it's flat. It's a nice smooth application. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So if it was a longer wraparound label, let's say it would go all the way around. So perhaps maybe you have a tapered jar or bottle, you can effectively just nudge one of these further forward so they're at a slight angle, which will help the product roll, including the taper, and it actually does help with application. So there's quite a lot of adjustment for either larger or smaller products here to keep it going. But what we can do now, so we just pop another bottle in, hit apply. So it's a lot easier to do this from being in front of the machine. But that is all the setup needed to get your AP360e up and running. Why not upgrade your AP360 or AP362 by adding the AP Code Date Coder? This add-on allows you to print directly onto your product or label during the label application process. Perhaps you need to add a best before date or a batch number at the time that the label is being applied. The AP Code allows you to print onto either the label or directly onto the glass, plastic or metal container at that time. The AP Code consists of a touchscreen and a print head assembly that can be added to any DTM Print applicator in minutes, even ones you already own. It uses solvent ink to print durable, single-colour text to a variety of surfaces and allows you great flexibility during the label application. For more information on the AP Code, please contact the team at HD Labels. Thank you. If you need any help, please talk to the HD Labels support team, but for now, thanks for watching.